Hello, it's Christmas Eve, which is closer to Christmas than my last video was, because I did that on the 3rd. But unlike my last video, there is no snow on the ground and it doesn't feel particularly Christmassy. So, in order to sort of try and rectify this, I've got a Christmas tree. Oops, I've got a Christmas tree here, which is Christmassy and tree heated. Oh, it smells of pine, which it would do, because it's a miniature pine tree. It's real, I think. Very nice. Yes. And I've got some tinsel as well. So, there you go, tinsel. There we go. Smashing. So yes, Christmas Eve, and yeah, I think we're feeling a lot more festive now. Recently, I've been thinking about how times have changed, and having two nephews of 2 and 6, I think you get a better idea of how things change. I know, looking at what sort of things my nephew's going to be, who's 6, who's at school, is going to be studying, you kind of think back to how it was when I was at school, and what sort of things that we learned. I don't remember what I learned when I was 6, but even when you look at he's talking about a Nintendo DS and DVDs. I mean, my 2-year-old nephew knows how to operate a DVD player, which is mad. He takes the DVDs out and puts them in. You know, you think, well, we didn't have DVDs when I was little. We've got MP3s now. They're growing up with. We used to have tapes, cassettes, little Walkmans. Now we've got iPhones and iPods and what have you. Times do change, and you look at the television programs for the children, and you've got things that were around when I was little. So you've got Thomas the Tank Engine and Postman Pat. Postman Pat, yes, when I was little, Postman Pat's song was Postman Pat, Postman Pat, Postman Pat and his black and white cat. It's not that anymore. No, well it is, but he's got guitars and it's all been rocked up, and he's got a helicopter. Now I'm sorry, Tim, my postman, doesn't have a helicopter. He has a van and sometimes walks. There's no helicopter. I'm pretty sure Tim doesn't turn up in a helicopter. If Tim did turn up in a helicopter, there would be a lot more postmen and a lot more helicopters. But that's probably not a good idea. That'd be really cool though. Anyway, so what's happened in 2011? In my last video, I was hoping for a better year. I'm not entirely convinced we got one as a whole. My health was a little bit worse, and my gran passed away earlier in the year, which is sad. And it wasn't just me. STS-135 and Space Shuttle Atlantis saw the Space Shuttle program come to an end. Japan got a bit wet. I know there were other natural disasters and problems that occurred all over the world. I mean, there's lots and lots of earthquakes, there was flooding all over the world. Pakistan has had some trouble as well, bombings, so it's not really been a brilliant year, has it? If we must say. And we lost some great people, like, you know, Steve Jobs, Sevi Ballesteros, John Barry, the chap who composed a lot of the Bond themes, most of the Bond themes, I think. Dan Weldon, British racing driver, had a horrific accident in IndyCar. And 2 Red Arrows pilots, Flight Lieutenants John Egging and Sean Cunningham. And I think I'm right in saying that there hasn't been a fatality in the Red Arrows since 1988. So to lose 2 in 1 year, very sorry. So to all of you who have lost people, or who've had rubbish years, or are struggling with things, my thoughts are with you. I hope 2012 is better for you. Oh, and Obama had a naughty man killed, didn't he? Yeah, that was good. But no, this is a Christmas video, so on a happier note, a couple did have their wedding televised. That was quite popular with some people, so that was nice. I moved down here into my study, which is lovely, and I'm hoping that's going to be the start of good things, because I'm down here, I've got the outside world just out there, and yeah, it's nice. So, yeah, I think in the new year it'll be good. I've got a good feeling about next year. I'll be looking into doing some yoga for fatigue, because I'm not particularly flexible. Not that I need to be, but I think it might be good to give me some strength back in my legs and my arms and what have you. I'd like to do more walking. I would like to see if I can actually get back out for a drive. I haven't driven a car for 3 years, which is awful because I used to drive every day. Hopefully I'll be starting with a clinic specifically for people with chronic fatigue and ME, as well as possibly looking into doing a degree with the Open University, which should be very exciting. If you're interested, I will probably talk about it in my next Life with Limits video. And there's going to be no Christmas video next year, because of course the Mayans reckon we're all going to cop it. So that'll be a shame. So make the most out of this Christmas and the coming year, because, you know, December. So whether you decide to spend it doing things that you've always wanted to do, or whether you just want to, you know, spend it chilling out, relaxing all cool, shooting some b-ball outside of the school. I used to play, you know, you could tell. But whatever you do, I hope you have a great Christmas, and I hope you have a lovely New Year. So, I think, yeah. Actually, this has been quite a depressing video, hasn't it? I'm very sorry. It's Christmas, we should be, you know, I've got a tree and some tinsel. This is a happy tree. Sort of. It's a happy tree. Smells of pine. We want happy Christmas things. I've got crackers over there. So, yeah, you can tell me, did you have a good year? I hope you did. Tell me in the comments. I want to know what's been good for you. Tell me some good things. I think this is Christmas. It's not been a particularly good year. Yes, we've acknowledged that. But surely some good things have happened. Look, I've got a nice study. I've got a tree, some tinsel which is tickling my neck. And, yeah, tell me in the comments what you've done that's had a good year. I know you won't, but you could, and you should. Because it'll be nice and you could cheer people up. Not that anyone's really going to watch, but yeah, tell me in the comments. I want to know what you've done this year which has been really good. And on that note, I will wish you all Merry Christmas, and I hope you have a good 2012. Cheerio.